We back, Jack.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
I would never make you pick and choose. Nah, pick and choose. Nah. Yeah.
I chopped that bitch to deuce when she tried to leave me. And ever since then, the back been looking healthy.
Yo, what's up? It's your favorite homegirl, Crochet to Go, back with another reaction video for show. Yo! Y'all know why we here. We about to react to HelloYassine's commentary on the KARRAHBOOO situation. If y'all have been under the rock, I guess, kind of like I have, but not like I have. Socially, I have been, but I have been watching what's been going on. I seen the Lil Yachty meltdown, for lack of better words, where he went off on KARRAHBOOO and Mitch and all the commentary about Mitch dating his cousin. It was crazy. It was crazy. I know chaotic. KARRAHBOOO being disrespectful to everybody, calling people dang near peasants and saying you work for me. And Yachty saying he write the raps. Again, I saw the whole 9, right? But we ain't gonna go back down that trail. We just gonna catch up to where we are now. So it looks like, according to Yassine, it's getting scary out here for KARRAHBOOO. Like a lot of people are saying she hasn't dropped music yet. But of course, if you know anything about the behind the scenes and how the industry work, maybe she can't drop music. I seen Black Gotti react to some live video that KARRAHBOOO did, and she was a little off, but again, maybe that's just how she expresses herself emotionally when she's upset, but trying to act like she not, because that's what I got out of how she was responding. But the little bit that she did kind of hint towards, without overly explaining, is that he wants to drop music too. So with that said, is Yachty keeping her from dropping music? Is the label keeping her from dropping music? It's the contract at hand keeping her from dropping music. Because let's be real about it. At the end of the day, if the deal is gone sour, but we aren't completely out the deal, then everything is on pause. So maybe that is. But let's just see what Yassine has to say about this. I hope y'all been doing good. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Let's get into the reaction.
What's poppin', y'all? Things are only getting worse for KARRAHBOOO as she's losing it on Twitter and Instagram.
She was
mainly
acting
Instagram,
a little
though, and
weird, I'm
IG stories.
telling
She
you.
hasn't released any music since. Just some brief rewind on what happened. She was signed to Lil Yachty's label. She left the label.
Wait, why we glitching in? A brief rerun on what? On the radar?
Rewind on what happened. She was signed to Lil Yachty's label. She left the label, or she left the group, Concrete. People noticed that she wasn't showing up to the shows. She eventually said, hey, I'm doing my own thing now. Yachty supported it. He said, hey, I don't have anything to say. Good luck to her. And after this, Yachty had a situation with Mitch, with the whole podcast that happened, which the podcast still hasn't come back yet. We haven't seen an episode, so that may be over. It's been...
And that's crazy, because that was what? At least time go by fast, so maybe a month ago, where Yachty on his birthday, like somebody was saying, I love a good birthday meltdown. If you have any right to have a crash out moment, it's on your birthday. Because, and I kind of understood at first, I was like, dang, Yachty, this angle is wild. Not necessarily the KARRAHBOOO thing, but the Mitch thing. And then when you take the clip, if you've seen and know the story, the clip about, again, it kind of looked like Yachty was disrespecting and downplaying Mitch and saying he wouldn't have the things he has in life if it wasn't for Yachty, blah, 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 blah. But on the other side of that, once you get additional context from Yachty and just understand as well, he was just emotional that his friend didn't take up for him, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? And again, on your birthday, that's the time where you done help this person get on. You done help them with podcast notoriety and just putting their face out there socially. Same for KARRAHBOOO. You done written songs, help her with her styling, dressing, image. And here it is, full circle, your birthday, and your main riders, your main supporters, not there to hold you down. Of course you want to crash out. I'm just saying, it ain't got necessarily right. But if there was ever a time to crash out, that would be the one.
3 weeks, over 3 weeks now, and we haven't seen Mitch. We haven't seen Yachty together since.
I'm pretty sure, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the Mitch and Yachty situation in the comment as a sidebar to this video. But I feel like, in my heart of hearts, the Mitch and Yachty situation can heal itself with time. Like, at the end of the day, I think social media and that taking that clip as far as it did with the commentary just again. And Yachty being off the back of already being upset with KARRAHBOO and how for the second time, a collective that he's tried to be a label manager or label owner for has fallen apart. I don't know, y'all, what has happened with the rest of the Concrete Boys. I don't know. But at the same time, I feel like Yachty used that moment and let it spill over into his relationship with Mitch. But I do feel like that relationship can be repaired. Y'all let me know.
Anything like that. So Yachty starts crashing out on IG Live when the internet turned on him and he felt like Mitch didn't defend him properly. KARRAHBOO calls out like, oh, I told you guys what was going on. She tries to do that whole thing. Yachty exposes KARRAHBOO, goes in on her like crazy, and then he reveals that he wrote the On the Radar freestyle. He drops the reference track for that embarrassing moment. That was one of the biggest career moments that she had, one of the biggest career highlights. So that was terrible.
I didn't hear the reference track.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He throwing shots. This is what they were saying about how he must have went off again. Now, okay, clearly I have been under a rock or something.
But this is also very, very important for the rest of the video. Yachty highlights that she was a terrible person. And this is the thing. He's like, yo, why don't you tell anybody this? You were treating my assistants. You treat people like they're beneath you. You treat security terrible. And I have people that work for me for years tell me how terrible you are to them. And how do you think that makes me feel knowing that I'm assisting you? I'm building your career. I'm making your career. I'm spending $900,000 to get you lit. And then you treat people like trash that maybe they're not his friends, but he obviously cares for them. They've worked for him for a very long time and he treats them with respect, which I've already made the point before in a previous video. We've never seen someone talk about Yachty badly, like, hey, Yachty treated me like trash. Yachty was disrespectful. Yachty was rude. Now, fans have been questioning. Valid. It's been, like I said, probably over a month now that KARRAHBOO hasn't been with Concrete. It's been several weeks since that whole expose. Almost a month, and fans are asking, like, yo, KARRAHBOO, what's going on? How come you haven't dropped any music? Also, keep in mind, Academics exposed that KARRAHBOO doesn't write her own songs, because when she said, hey, look at my most streamed songs, it's not even on the radar. Academics exposed that Mitch wrote one of her biggest hits. So now she's getting constantly ridiculed online for trying to navigate her career on her own, which I feel like is a bit much. She was performing early at this show, at this like mini festival, and there was nobody in the crowd, and people were trying to make fun of her, but I don't think that's fair, because Travis Scott was performing in front of like 5 people at a certain point in time.
And yeah, exactly. I was going to say that not only just starting off as a new artist, but when starting off as a new artist, you're usually the opener or a part of the opening acts. If you've seen a flyer for any festival, it may be over 100 people on the flyer for the festival, and in the smallest letters it may be, you know what I'm saying, they have the top 5 or however many so headliners, and then up under that it's 1,000,001 plus other artists. What time do y'all think they performing? If each of the top 5 to 10 headliners or main artists are performing for almost an hour each, 2 or 3 of them per day, so that's like the evening time already taken up. Then who's performing mid-evening? And what time do you think an artist like KARRAHBOO is performing? Somebody who's brand new. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I've been to one music fest. I've been to shows, even artists. I don't even want to call anybody name in particular, because I don't want it. It naturally comes off with a negative connotation, even though what I'm explaining is that it shouldn't, because we all start somewhere and it's the beginning of the show. Like, I don't know about you. When I went to EDC, I couldn't be there the whole time. 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., I can't do it. I don't have that much energy in me, for real, in that heat and drinking or whatever else. I don't have that much in me these days. So again, you might miss a KARRAHBOO set to come later for that Lil Wayne or that Nicki Minaj or that Megan Thee Stallion, whoever, Cardi B, whoever, Drake, Kendrick, whoever at the festival, Travis, to his point. You might miss KARRAHBOO set because you trying to make sure you got enough energy and saving your time to get here for the people that you know got a catalog for you to listen to. And that's all that come with time, having a catalog.
And she's a nobody, so of course she's going to be performing before the festival.
Wow. See, I just over elaborated what he kept short and sweet. I ain't gonna call her a nobody, but I explained it.
It even starts. But this clip is where people started to look at things differently.
Nah, she was acting mad weird. This the live I was telling y'all about.
What's up?
What's up? Like what? What the hell? She got me looking weird. Like what are we doing? What are we doing right now? What was all of that? Somebody let me know. Somebody just let me know. Wait a second. Let me unmute this because, honey.
This is serious. Everybody keeps asking, KARRAHBOO, when are you going to drop? When are you going to drop? Oh.
Get it off your breast.
I'll tell you something, goddamn.
Yeah.
But the answer to that.
Yeah. Baby, let me lay you down.
The answer to that question.
Wait a second.
The answer to that is me personally.
Everything just wanted to freeze up on me just now. First of all,
you get what I'm saying.
I know what to do. We don't keep this. I know. Let's back out of there. What the hell? I closed you, so how are you playing? That's crazy. We gonna cut this out of the video. I'm not starting over, and I had some good commentary in here. Bye.
I'm ready whenever. You feel me? You get what I'm saying. Feel me? But yeah. Thank y'all for coming to my live. Everything is fine and I'm okay.
And I didn't understand. Was this the end of the live,
Love ya.
or was it just short and sweet?
Everything is not fine and she is not okay. This is one of those situations where I
Everything is not fine and she is
thought
not
she
okay.
was potentially just trying to be quirky. Some people said, oh, she looks uncomfortable. Some people said she looks like she's on drugs. It could be her being uncomfortable, but I genuinely thought at this point in time, she was just trying to be quirky for the camera and
I think she
knew
was
that
just
people
doing
would
a
pick this
lot
up.
and being
She is
weird.
saying, though, that she's ready to drop music, and I think that's because she's being blocked from dropping music. So some time elapses, and by some time, I mean 24 hours, and she goes on a rant for several minutes. I'm gonna drop the whole clip, but I'll have timestamps so you guys can like skip through it as you please. But it's important to look through all of this if you haven't already.
I've been working on a lot of music by myself.
We're gonna keep it rolling.
No writer, academics with your big board. You're getting on my nerves because all you do is yap all day, and it's never.
Did we fact check that? Let me know in the comments. Did we fact check her or academics? What song did Mitch write that clearly academics pointed out or whatever? Let me know.
Like, it's never true. So what is the point of that? But let me not do too much. Y'all really don't know anything, and you're gonna feel stupid later. I don't need a writer. I never did, and I never wanted to use one. And I don't know why a nigga writing for me on a song with 5 other matters when the songs that my top songs with just me, my solo songs, it's on me. And if it's not, put it on your kid. Once again, this is my last time.
She said put it on your kid.
Entertaining this bullshit. It's just very hard as a woman in this shit.
Let's look at some
Everybody's
credits.
trying to knock me down, get in my way, and I keep pushing through this shit, fighting this shit, and like just keep making it harder for me, knowing I can't speak up for myself. Like,
did Yachty make her sign an NDA? I wonder sometimes, like, from a legal standpoint, you don't want to overspeak, and obviously in being as amicable, y'all know what I'm trying to say, as possible, you don't want to overspeak because you want to try to get out of a deal where it sounds like she owed Yachty or the label at least $900,000. You want to try to get out the deal as smoothly as possible, but that still doesn't legally mean you can't say what you want to say. You probably shouldn't say more, but you still could. So The only time I could see where you legally couldn't say what you want to say is if you signed the NDA. And at that point, it would make sense why she saying she can't overly express herself right now.
Okay, I'm gonna get off, but it's like a lot of people doubting you already as a woman, and then I've had it's just a big.
That's crazy though. I won't say that the industry isn't tougher and hard on women. That's a lot of things. That's another story for another day. The plight of being a woman. But at the same time, if anything Yachty said is accurate about her being a hoe to people, then boo-hoo, cry me the tears and bring out the little violins, because girl, don't nobody want to hear it. If you really bit the hand that fed you, if you really was disrespectful and really was unappreciative and grateful, God and life will humble you. And if that is what's happened, then I don't overly feel sorry for KARRAHBOO. I feel like she just has to prove herself and stand on her own, because if you feel like you made yourself, then show us how you hold it down, P.O.P. on your own.
Very hard. And I'm working through it literally by myself. And I really can't wait to drop and show y'all my.
That's not to say you can't have support. Find new people. Be a better person moving forward. But let's show and prove and show it for yourself. That's what I mean.
Music. The haters. Everybody who's staying down, I with y'all.
She was finna cry. That's why I like, let me elaborate. I'm not trying to be
And I
mean
can't wait
here.
to drop.
It's just real life.
Period. Past 3 months, I have been going through a lot of crazy shit.
Right.
And to get through it, I have been in the studio every single day by myself or with a friend or a manager. Sorry, oh my god, like, it's just so frustrating because I would love to share with you guys. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I chose to be silent and work on my music and put myself in my music.
To not speak.
And that's what I was doing. And I had a lot of music. It's just very frustrating. It's getting worse after we both got on live and did all that cap and all that extra shit and internet theatrics.
So is he lying
really
or not?
like hard on me,
lying?
and I'm working hard, and I'm just like, y'all don't know nothing still, and I can't really speak on it. So basically, all I was trying to do yesterday was say, everybody keeps telling me to just this shit, just drop and proving folks wrong. And I want to drop. That's all I'm trying to say is I want to drop. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay,
I want
so it
to
sounds
drop.
like she legally can't right now.
It don't matter. Y'all got your mind made up about me either way. But she be cat. Literally should be cat, bruh. And like, I already, okay. Y'all got it though. Y'all got it though.
There's a lot to break down here, and we're going to go at it point by point. I think at this point, we can look past what I was saying about the earlier clip, which, yeah, maybe she was trying to be quirky or whatever, but she's definitely frustrated, irritated, and feels like in a helpless position right now with this clip. It's evident. There's no like, oh, she's acting here. I think she's down bad right now. There was also a clip of her on an IG live recording some music. I would play it, but I can't play music on here. It's just such a pain in the rear to play music, but people weren't enjoying it. But I think this was them going in on her too hard because she was showing herself recording. When does somebody recording sound good? It's not even the final product. But she talks about her not having a writer and academic being wrong. I don't think academics is going to put out something completely wrong like that about KARRAHBOO of all people. So I definitely think she had a writer for another song. But one of the interesting points she makes is she never wanted a writer. And why does it matter if he wrote the verse of a freestyle? It's supposed to be a freestyle. That's worse than if you wrote your actual song, because that's supposed to be something that you wrote. Now, some people assume that's off the top, which is rarely the case now. But those things are rehearsed. And I believe on the radar, you have to have it pre-rehearsed before you come up. Like, you can't even just drop it off the top of it.
I've heard people perform whole songs on the radar from the block. So, again, not surprised that it was pre-written, but you would assume, like, we're taking freestyle to the next level, right? Where you get somebody else to write your freestyle prematurely. Like, now you just adding extra salt in the wound to Yassine's point.
The dome. So there's that. I think she may write some stuff, but I don't know. I don't know who to. I know not to believe her completely because we already got proof. We didn't get any proof from her of her recording new music, dropping it, and it being good or decent or even up to par with the other stuff. But I think highlighting the challenges of being a woman is doing too much because people loved her as the number one person in the group Concrete, and she was a woman, and she was the only woman in that group. And it wasn't even because she had, like, let's say, all this sex appeal and people were thirsting after her. Now, there are some random clips here and there of like KARRAHBOO like shaking her behind or whatever, and people are like doing the most about it. But I genuinely don't believe that people liked her because of her appearance or sex appeal or whatever, because that wasn't a part of her outfit, her aesthetic in terms of not the music aesthetic, but
she still benefits from colorism. Just say it how it is, being lighter toned, having the features, the Eurocentric features. So we never can take that's unless the whole world went blind today, and not wishing that on none of us, then colorism exists, and it's very evident and clear in who gets what, because certain, even down to the lazy flow that we love from KARRAHBOO, you wouldn't necessarily accept from a brown skinned girl or a dark skinned girl. Let's just be 100 about that. But I can agree that she herself, with that style that she has, also from a physical standpoint, didn't exude sexuality. Like, she wasn't trying to overly sell sex either. So I will give him that.
The visual in what she wore, people thought she was cool, people thought she dressed cool, and people liked the music that she put out. So she was doing better than, or more favored than everyone in the group. Yet she's saying, oh, it's so hard as a woman. I think she's just gassing it here. Now, there are people where it is harder as a woman. Yes, for sure. Like what they did to her. They started telling her, hey, you start taking clothes off, girl. Now, so yeah, she could have used that excuse, especially early on in her career. So we're not trying to hear that from KARRAHBOO. The issue is KARRAHBOO needs to drop. It's not, oh, she wants to drop, she's excited to drop, she's ready to drop. No, music needs to come out because she's in a position right now, she's in a disaster. The music needs to be released. She can't officially release it because Yachty's like, make sure that she can't release anything. Don't clear a damn thing while we handle this. And another record label is potentially trying to buy her out of the deal so she could release. Both. That's the only situation I can think, because she can't buy herself out the deal. She's down $900K to Yachty's label. So Yachty's probably like, hey, who wants to offer up for this chick? If you want her, 1.5 or 2 mil, or who knows how much he wants for her. Nah. So now she's in a position where she's in limbo. And she cannot afford to be in limbo. She cannot afford to be on ice for a couple of months, because the same situation or a similar situation happened to the Migos, if you guys remember, when they were with 300 and they were trying to get out of that deal. And they couldn't drop for a while. So they started to have their producer, Murda Beats, drop music for them. So he would drop leaks. And people were like, yo, why does Migos music keep leaking? That's because Migos were recording songs and having Murda leak them because they couldn't officially release the songs. So they wanted to keep themselves hot in the streets. A similar situation happened to Rich Homie Quan after the success of Flex, which was his hit song in 2015. He was trying to release music, change labels. He couldn't drop music for a year and a half. That turned him ice cold. That really killed his career. But he had to figure out his situation. KARRAHBOO, she needs to drop. So
now, I will say in regards to that, about the leaking the music, that's not necessarily the best route, because of course you're still not getting paid for that. But I did just hear another industry vet, songwriter, OG from Atlanta, that's been around the game for at least a little over a decade, say that when they were getting out of the deal in limbo and couldn't directly drop or whatever, they was taking their music down. They started doing features. Now, again, you on a feature, they say they might have to clear it, but maybe not necessarily. If you built the system, move around it, they can get it taken down, have to figure that out. But even that's going through somebody else if another artist is posting it on their artist profile, right? So that's a way that maybe she can get some money on, and also just do some free releases, I guess, some SoundCloud or leaks, for lack of better words, just to get some relevance. Like he said, she need something to keep the momentum, so we need to hear something. Even if she get on some other people beats and do some freestyles. The baby been trying to bring his career back with, he'll have a little moment here and there. Y'all know him, Shake Some had a vibe, but in between that time, the baby remixes. He just remixed is it Lil Mama? Lil Mama by Lotto, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. But it's ways that she can still put out some content, right, and keep her name alive while she figure out this transition between contracts.
She got to send it to somebody, have someone else leak it, because if KARRAHBOO drops some heat and someone else leaks it, it's going to get her talked about. It's going to get her favored. Hey, KARRAHBOO recorded this herself. She doesn't need Yachty. And hey, maybe that could help her in negotiations. I don't really know. But it's going to keep her name hot, which is what she needs right now. Right now, people are not trying to hear her play the victim. Some people are trying to feel bad for her.
Now
but keep in mind, you didn't address
really
Yachty's claims that you treat everyone like trash and you treat everyone like they're beneath you. So that's something that she needs to talk about, because that's the thing I personally care about most. If KARRAHBOO, who's a nobody, realistically, like, yeah, she's lit. Let's be honest, as a person. But musically, she's a nobody. If she's treating people like trash, I'm looking at her like, yo, what's going on here? You can't be doing that. Now, Travis Scott, it's not that we justify Travis Scott, but it's that we're willing to look past that because Travis's music is so fire. KARRAHBOO, on the other hand, I'm not interested in supporting her if she's treating people like this. So she needs to address that, dismiss that. Keep in mind, we haven't heard anyone else say KARRAHBOO's treating people terribly. It's just Yachty, but I don't see Yachty lying about that. If the truth is that KARRAHBOO did need writers, she needs to link up with a writer and release a track, because the worst thing that KARRAHBOO could do right now is if she were to leak a song or eventually officially release a song, but I don't think people are caring in 6 months, because a lot of the fans that she has, she didn't break out to the point where non-Yachty fans really mess with her. A lot of them mess with Yachty.
She was
or Concrete in general, whatever Yachty's got going on. So they're not going to rock with you if they feel like you did Yachty dirty. But what I was saying is if she actually can't make good music herself, she needs to not release. Like, the worst thing she could do is drop garbage now. Or even something that's mid. Not even mid. She can get away with mid. But she needs to flood the streets with heat, even if it's leaked. And then people will catch up later. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Do you feel bad for her? I will say, personally, someone that's stuck in a position where they're getting hated on a lot and they can't say anything to defend themselves. And that's potentially another thing when I said she has to address that. She may not be able to address her time over there while she's going through this legal dispute because of an NDA. Now, when you're forced to shut up and people are potentially making up lies about you and fans are believing these lies and DMing you and putting them in your comments, that's a very frustrating position to be in. So I definitely feel bad for her on that front. But hey, time is the only thing that's going to allow us to find out what happened. But I'm going to keep following this. This got me interested in KARRAHBOO. Before that, I didn't really care too much for her or anybody in Concrete. I listened to Draft Day when he first signed him, those 2 songs. But after that, I didn't pay attention. But hey, if KARRAHBOO's paying attention, hey, I'm paying attention to what you got going on. I didn't know nobody else in the group for real. Leak some songs, drop some heat. People will pay attention to it. People will spread it. Because right now, it's not that you're a hot commodity. It's just that you have the opportunity with the lights on you, and it's time to perform. And Yachty's not going to be here like he was in the On the Radar freestyle. Well, funny enough, while I was recording this, KARRAHBOO just dropped or teased a new song that she's appearing on. On her story, she put up that she would, this is Tia Corinne's song that she did it with, and she did not tease any of her own music. This was a song that she appeared on. And she posted, obviously I can't play the music for you guys, but we got a bunch of different feedback in the comments. A bunch of people saying, Yachty didn't write this, Yachty gone, you saying a whole lot of nothing, it's not hitting the same. Mixed comments, I will say. A bunch of people are showing support, a bunch of people are saying that, oh, this is what you are without Yachty. But I think it's a testament that she is deeply attached to Yachty, and a lot of her fans are fans of her because they mess with Yachty. However, mixed feedback is good. And in this case, I thought personally that this wasn't bad by KARRAHBOO, and she should continue to do stuff like this. Like, sure, she may not be able to tease. She said she couldn't tease music either. Like I said, it's got to get quote unquote leaked, or songs have to get previewed that you were going to appear on by other people. And I'd like for this to continue personally. But let me know what you guys think in the.
Okay. I will say at the end of the day, the music is gonna speak for itself. That at the end of the day, people cannot deny the music. And it's even hard. We still talk about like people fighting the not listening to R. Kelly in the conversation of separating the artist from the art. And that wouldn't be a thing if, like he said, with the Travis Scott situation, if people didn't try to, if it wasn't an issue, not saying it's not an issue, but where people still try to make excuses for people like Kanye or controversial people like Kanye or whatever, people that make great music but are very controversial. It happens all the time. So, but the music got to be good. That's just it. I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction. This was pretty much a long one, but let's just see. I needed to kind of